Eye contact. If you teach your dog to look at you, everything else is so much easier. Good eye contact is the key to loose leash walking. It helps with recall, stay, wait. It literally helps with everything you may want to teach your dog. So, how do we teach eye contact? Well, as always, with a few fun games, good antecedents and positive reinforcement. It is Jose here from Train Me Please. Let's go. Eye contact is the most important foundation behavior we can teach our dogs. If the dog is not looking at us, she's probably not listening to what we say. It just makes everything more likely to happen and easier. Along with sit, it is also a great default behavior. If the dog does not know what to do, sitting and offering eye contact are probably some great options. In terms of how to teach it, one popular way that I usually do not recommend as much is to bring a treat close to our face and as the dog looks at us, mark and reinforce. I think there's a couple of other options here that can help us get there more efficiently. More specifically, in this video I will teach you 3 fun games and exercises to teach your dog that will generate great eye contact and engagement. You can start at home and all you will need initially is some treats and a treat pouch. Later on, you will need a comfortable harness or collar and a leash. I like to call the first game Jog and Stop. Start by placing a treat on the floor and as the dog picks it up, jog a few steps away from the dog. Let the dog catch up with you and place another treat on the floor. Repeat several times. The next step is to add a small pause when the dog catches up with you. Usually, this will trigger the dog to look up at you. When that happens, mark the behavior with a click or yes and offer a treat on the floor. Jog a few steps away from the dog and continue along to generate lots of eye contact events. I call the next game Ignore the Fist. We should come to ground level with our dog for this one. Hold a few treats in your hand with a closed fist so that the dog cannot get them. The dog will probably try lots of things to get the treats. We should wait patiently until we get some general glance up towards us. At the exact moment that happens, we should click or say yes, bring our hands together and offer a treat. Rinse and repeat, and as you progress with these repetitions, try to slowly increase criteria. Perhaps initially any look in our general direction can be sufficient, but as we shape the behavior, we can start to wait until the dog actually looks up at our face to mark and reinforce. The next step is to generalize the behavior. Use the other arm or do the session in a different location. Perhaps do a session while someone is cooking something delicious. Eventually, the dog will be ready to do this outdoors where there are various distractions. These 2 exercises come from the book Easy Peasy Doggy Squeezy by Steve Mann, and it is such a good book. I highly recommend you buy it and you can find it in the description under the video. The next game is my favorite of the bunch and I have been using it for several years. But before we get there, if you would like to offer me some positive reinforcement, could you quickly click the like button under the video? Here's a photo of a beautiful dog as a thanks. After learning all of these games, you can start using environmental reinforcers for eye contact. For instance, the dog looks up at you and you offer an enrichment device on the floor. The dog looks at us and we unclip the leash for him to go sniff and explore at the park. The third exercise is the up-down game. Start by placing a treat on the floor. The dog will eat that treat and most likely look up at us after that. As soon as that happens, click or say yes and offer another treat on the floor. Repeat several times. As with many other behaviors, in the beginning, any looking in our general direction can be marked and reinforced. We can then shape the behavior one approximation at a time until the dog is actually looking at our face. You can then generalize this game, play it in different locations, different times of the day and with various distractions. This one is really cool because not only does it teach the dog eye contact, but it is also a pattern game and it can be super helpful in so many situations. For example, You can play the up-down game if you are waiting at the vet clinic or if something noisy is going past you and your dog. Pattern games were developed by the brilliant Leslie McDevitt, and her most recent book, Control Unleashed: Reactive to Relaxed, is simply phenomenal. You can find it in the description below. Another absolutely incredible pattern game with lots of applications is the Look at That game, and you can learn about it right here. Obrigado, malta. Até a próxima.